When I say my jaw dropped this episode, finding out about the ride or die double blocking, baby, I was shooketh. And Autumn had all the heat on her. Poor baby didn't even know what she did. And her damn partner was the one to lead the damn charge, which is crazy. At this point, I am tired of Brandon and all the tears he brings to the game. At the end of the day, you need to pick a side. Either you will stay true to yourself or you will make some major moves to stay in the game. But we do not want to see you keep crying every time you feel bad about something you did. And Jordan came into the game ready to get down and dirty. But I can't lie. I think he went too low, throwing out lies that Miles was flirting with him. It was dead ass wrong having people question that man's masculinity. I don't care about players going low because it is a game. But that was disgusting. Point blank period, it was nasty. Oh, and I can't open up this review without saying Caress gets on all the nerves in my body. Like, let's talk about it. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you are watching this. Hey, y'all. Hey. So as you already read the title down below, I'm about to get into season 6, episode 7 and 8 of The Circle. But before I do, y'all already know what to do. Like this video and show your girl some love. Comment your thoughts because I know you already have them. Hit that notification bell and of course subscribe and join the queen, baby. So getting into episode 7, it is time for us to see who Kyle and QT blocked. And it was Cassie. And y'all, I was sad. I like Cassie, and I feel like it made no sense for her to go home because she was coasting in the middle. Like, she was just easing on by, and she was on the bottom in the ratings. So it was just dumb. Like, and me personally, I would have kept her because clearly she was down bad at this moment. So why block her? I feel like Kyle and QT were trying to play it safe, and that was so dumb. They were so worried about the blowback and not about making actual moves in the game. Like, hello. What is going on? At the end of the day, this is a game, so make some damn big moves. Like, oh my God, especially when you are a influencer, so you can influence the game. This was the time for them to make a big move, and it should have been Lauren, honestly, or Olivia. Like, oh my God. And I get Cassie was doing too much, and she may have been the downfall of her own game because of how heated she was, but that should have been something to use against her, not get rid of her. Of course, after she was blocked, she was able to visit someone, and she went to see Olivia and saw that she was really a he, and he was a catfish named Brandon. And I was like, yes! I am so happy she went to see Olivia because I would think that she would tell the people that, she saw a catfish or something. Like, in my mind, I would be like, throw one little shot, something. My thing is, when she started to have a chat with Brandon, he was trying to sweet talk her by saying, oh, everything I say is real. I'm just not, using my photos. I'm using my friend or my co-worker photos. And I'm like, boy, bye, save it. At the end of the day, you are a catfish and you are a liar. So I don't care about these conversations are real mess because there aren't. I don't care. Also, during their conversation, Cassie and Brandon discussed how they were in a girl alliance with QT, yet she was sent home. So now Olivia is going to be on a mission to try and get QT out. But to be honest, QT has set herself up so well with other alliances that she may be straight. But then again, if Olivia go around saying how QT was in her alliance, then other people may start saying, well, I have an alliance with her too. And then it's going to look like, she's been in all these damn different circles. So clearly she has no loyalty or no allegiance to anyone. So when it was time for Cassie to leave her message for the group chat, I was so excited because I was ready to hear that, hey y'all. But before we got into the message, I got pissed off when Brandon was like, I know I'm a catfish, but please don't throw me under the bus. Please don't throw me under the bus. Like, boy, please. If I'm going home, I am definitely throwing you under the bus. You don't get an easy game. I don't care if I like you or not. I am leaving this game with a bang. And if you had to be the sacrifice, so be it. But then the message was played, and Cassie went straight for it, saying, she regretted being in alliances with QT and Miles. Granted, she didn't say their names, but they knew she was talking about, them, and that's all that matters. She also brought up how there are many snakes in the grass, but she really didn't hint that, there's a catfish in the game. But just fake people. And I was let down, but not all the way let down, because she did lead with a country bang with her country twang, and I loved it, okay? Also, something that stood out to me was Autumn's reaction, because Autumn was ready to count Cassie out the moment she got into the game. So don't try to be like, oh, we could have connected so well together, us being country girls, yada, yada, yada. Like, girl, she knew that, and she tried to tell you, but you wanted to be messy and go with Paul, you know what I mean? But whatever, there's no point in, harboring on that. Now, before I move on, I want to ask, is it only me, or does it feels like something is missing this season? Like, I can't quite put my finger on it, but it feels like an empty hole in a circle this season. And when I figure it out, I will let y'all know. But until then, y'all help me out, because I feel like something is off. But anyways, it was time for the group chat to start, and baby, instantly Caillou was on some "we are the world, we are the people" mess with his message talking about him and QT thought, Cassie deserved to stay, but they believe that everyone else deserves to stay even more. Like, boy, move. Get out the way. Get out the way with this answer, because it's such an easy one. Like, nothing about blocking Cassie was a smart move for anyone's game, because she was such a stagnant player, and she was also loose, so it would have been smart to find a way to flip her on your team, but you wanted to go the easy route. I am so disappointed in Caillou. You played too safe and too soft. What is the basketball competitive spirit, bro? Hell, it seems like Jordan got more fire in him, and he just entered the game. Jordan had said, why aren't y'all cutthroat? And I agree. It seems like everyone gets in the chat talking crazy, but when it's time to make some major moves and big moves, no one does nothing, and everything has been too freaking safe. Then QT wrote in the chat talking about how she hopes that Cassie doesn't feel betrayed by her, and I'm like, well, there goes your gameplay, puppet master. You done told on yourself. Talking too damn much and trying to be damn diplomatic and fake. So then it got to the point where Autumn asked, well, who did she go see last night? So baby, Brandon felt like this was the time for him and Olivia to shine, and told the group that Cassie came to see her and that Cassie spilled all the tea. And then messy ass Paul, aka Caress, wrote in the chat talking about, well, spill all the tea. And I'm just wondering why she's here. Like, why? Every time she writes, I scream, catfish, catfish, catfish. She wants to be so messy so bad, to the point that she should have just came into the game as herself, as a woman instead of as a man, because she got her brother's profile looking hella crazy, hella sassy, and hella messy. And that's just what I feel and what I think. And then Miles' ass can't hold water to save his damn life. Miles is one of those people that tries to keep it real and be open and honest, to come off, as real. But I feel like in this game, some of the stuff that he's so open about and try to get ahead of needs to stay locked in a Miles vault or something, because he low-key be telling on himself every single time. Literally, every time he tells on himself, he puts a new perspective in people's head about him and his motives. And 9 times out of 10, no one is thinking about what he's thinking about. So just shut your damn motor mouth ass up. Damn, like, shut up. And then Olivia, aka Brandon, basically threw out how people are fake, point blank, period. And that was done because at this point, Olivia, you literally have no one on your side, or no, real, true, or strong alliances. So it's kind of bold to be speaking out of turn, like that. But I can't lie to him. It was so funny. So funny when Olivia said that QT was stigmatized by Miles. When I say I scream, and y'all, the tea is Miles and QT definitely dated in real life. And I recently saw that the both of them are supposedly going to be on another reality TV show that's supposed to be about couples that break up, and they're going to try to get back together, but it's also like a game show too. So Y'all clock it, but yeah, that was funny. So immediately after the chat, Olivia went to Lauren and dropped all the Cassie tea on her. And they both talked about how Miles is coming off as a real snake and less like, an honest person, which is what he's trying to portray. And that's what I keep saying. Miles, just shut up. He is over there talking and overselling himself, and it is coming off as a fraud because it looks like he's just trying to save himself every chance he gets. And that's all his fault. Just shut the hell up. Speaking of shutting the hell up, I can't lie, y'all. I am tired of all the sad emotions we have to keep going through with Brandon. I swear it seems like we haven't had a happy, joyful moment with him at all yet. And the reason I am saying this is because after the conversation he had with Lauren and she told him that she was 100% in an alliance with him, he got in this sad mode talking about how he hopes she doesn't stab him. Like, bruh, this is a game about backstabbing and getting to the top to win $100,000. You shouldn't be worrying about if you will be backstabbed. You need to worry about making sure you make other moves in the game so you're not dependent on one person, because that's been your problem the whole entire game. First you was stuck on Steffi, then she got kicked out. Then you got stuck on Cassie, then she got kicked out. Now you are trying to stick yourself to Lauren. Like, boy, get a clue and get it together, because I said it once and I am going to say it again. We do not have time to baby anyone this season. $100,000 is on the line. Moving on from that conversation, we get into Jordan trying to reach out to Kyle with the hopes that he can manipulate Kyle and start making plays in the game. But the way he came at Kyle was messy, and honestly, the message was all over the place. Bruh basically said, I miss home, so give me some tea in the group or on the group. Like, sir, what? No. Jordan is too busy trying to be messy, and that's going to be his downfall. And then, out of all the people in the game, you decided to be messy with Kyle? Like, that was just dumb. He should have gone to Olivia, or Paul. Shit, I feel like the way Paul talks, he would be, good to get some things out of. So at this point, Kyle isn't too fond of Jordan because he is still pressed about the whole Jordan denying him with having a private conversation with him on the first date. So he isn't really fucking with Jordan like that, respectfully. And Kyle played it so smooth in the chat, remaining friendly but not giving up any information on anyone. And Jordan was sick because what he thought was going to happen didn't. And all I can say is, welcome to the circle, baby. When you think you have one strategy, you got to go back to the drawing board and think of another one, and then think of another one, and then think of another one again, because you just never know what's happening, what's going on, especially if you're just coming into the game. So that didn't work. But moving on, Paul starts a chat with Miles, and their chat went good because, to be honest, they both low-key think and act alike. Their personalities are just different. Like, Miles is chill and blunt, whereas Caress, aka Paul, is loud and blunt. But they are the same side of the same coin, or however that saying goes. Y'all know what I mean. Needless to say, Paul has found a way into an alliance with Miles, QT, and Kyle. So now the Fuego 3 is now the Fuego 4, or the 3 Fuegos, whatever, all the Fuegos. They went from 3 to 4. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, child. And it's crazy to me because they really are out here making alliances with people without even talking to their other group members about it. Like, what the hell is really going on? I am so confused. And I hate that we don't really get to see all their conversations, but what the hell? Like, it looks crazy. But moving on, the group plays a game called It's Personal, and this was basically a game of questions that clearly the producers got off of line, like probably Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram or something, because I've definitely seen some of these questions online. But I think this game was whack. The questions should have been, more messy and about things happening in the game about each player. That way we can see a percentage of what people think, but we don't see, who the people are. Like, what the hell? They totally missed the mark with that game. Like, it literally was called It's Personal. At this point, where do I sign up to be a producer? Because they clearly need me. But anyways, the game they played was some sort of compatibility test which pairs the players up with another based on their answers. And I don't know, I just don't get it because the partners will be secretive so they can be paired up with people they probably don't talk to or have an alliance with and can create a secret alliance, but who's to say it will work? I don't know, I just don't like it, but I guess we'll see how it plays out. Also, I guess this is where, the experiment comes into play with the social experiment aspect of everything, child. So first we see QT and Jordan is paired up together. And what got me was Jordan talking about how QT was his biggest threat in the game. And it's like, sir, you just got in the game. You don't have any damn threats. Please, I hope you aren't the Lulu like Caress, because that's what it's giving right now. Matter of fact, you are the Lulu. Like, when a person shows you who they are, believe them. I'm believing you're delusional. So then Paul and Kyle end up as secret partners, and I am so skeptical about them two because low-key, Paul, aka Caress, has been low-key throwing dirt on Kyle's name, even though she's in the Broco Alliance with him, and now she's in the Fuego 4 Alliance with him. I don't know. These two together, I just don't see it meshing well, and I'm so intrigued to see how it's going to happen or what's going to happen. Then we see Lauren and Autumn paired up. And I can't lie, I forgot all about Autumn. So hopefully we get to see her make some moves. Next, we see Olivia and Miles are, secret partners. And baby, Brandon is pissed, okay? Pissed. Miles was the one person he didn't want to match with. But the thing is, he is so dumb because he is hell-bent on playing this weak-ass game and it's fake truthful. I am who I am. I'm trying to stay true to myself and the people that I had alliances with earlier. Like, he's trying to stay so true to that when really he needs to be using Miles to his advantage. If he can't just look past what he heard about Miles and think about Miles, he can use Miles to get to the top. Moving on, we see Paul and Kyle have a conversation and they don't know what's next in the game, but they did talk about getting rid of Lauren, which I feel like they should have been done before they got rid of Cassie, but whatever. Then Lauren had her conversation with Autumn, and Autumn told her that she had her first conversation with Paul, and that Paul called Lauren a backstabber, and baby, Lauren didn't like that not one bit. But let's be real, Lauren did call Paul out about the whole AI thing, but that was her prerogative. She didn't have no ties to Paul, so it didn't matter. I think Paul felt like Lauren was cool because him and her had a conversation together, but nothing about that conversation said they was cool with each other. And if I remember correctly, they both left their chat thinking each other was a catfish. So yeah. And then Lauren goes to say what she got out of the conversation with Autumn is that Paul talked. But girl, did it take that conversation for you to know that? All Paul do all day long in the game is talk from day one. But moving on, QT and Jordan have a conversation, and QT basically starts throwing Miles under the bus to Jordan, which is crazy because Miles is her number one. My thing is, why couldn't she find a way to throw someone else under the bus she's not really cool with? Like Paul, maybe? I don't know. Hello? So after all of that, Jordan was basically like, thanks for the tea, sis, but I may throw you under the bus in the future too. Child, this is just mess. Jordan want to be messy so bad, but it's like, boy, shut up, please. Speaking of mess, child, we get into Olivia and Miles, and neither one of them wants to be paired together, so whatever they have to do is going to fall short since they can't be on the same page. At least I thought. But needless to say, Miles was being his typical self, but Brandon, aka Olivia, has such a dislike of Miles that he can't even fake the funk. He is straight throwing shade at Miles, and it's so weird because he is acting like Miles did something to Olivia, just in his feelings and irritating. Like, play the fucking game. Get out of your feelings and get into your bag. One thing about Miles is he is going to play the game and he is going to play it well. Miles always thinks outside the box and never stays in it. So in the conversation he was having with Olivia, Brandon brought up how, you know, he is willing to rate Miles as his number one. Okay, cool, makes sense. And Olivia thought that was it, but Miles was like, nah. We also need to rate someone low as a unit. And I was like, yes, Miles, that's the type of thinking I like. Because at the end of the day, only voting each other high is not enough, because other players' ratings can bring, you know, your ratings down or bring that person ratings up. So you have to think about the whole picture. So Miles tried to get Olivia to choose someone to take down, but Brandon didn't go for it and flipped it back on Miles. So Miles said that they should rate Autumn low, which is funny because I feel like Autumn and Lauren are going to try and get Miles out. So it was smart to say her, but I feel like Autumn don't hold no real weight, so he should have said someone else. But then I thought about it, and Miles have alliances with most of the other people, but not Lauren. But he knows that Lauren and Olivia are cool, so Olivia wouldn't have went for that. So I guess Autumn made sense. But what got me is that Brandon, aka Olivia, was ready and willing to go with that move, which was dumb as fuck. Because boy, what? You don't have to actually do it. You're supposed to tell Miles that you would do it and then go against the grain. Stop trying to be so damn nice. Damn, play the game. But baby, listen, all of what I am saying and thinking during this episode got thrown out the window the moment I found out that if one person in a pair gets blocked, that means the other person gets blocked with that person. And baby, this is going to be crazy. I take back everything I said about the producers in this idea because baby, they ate this one little thing down. I can't lie. I didn't know where they were going to go with this, but now that we are here, baby, this is getting deep, okay? So getting into episode 8, Jordan starts a conversation with Olivia to basically get Olivia to throw Miles under the bus so they can vote him out in the next rating. Because Jordan feels like there is no way possible that Olivia and Miles can be paired up together. But again, this is the circle. You can't make any assumptions like that because you don't know. And Jordan keeps up in that aspect. Every idea or thought that he has in his head never plays out the way that he wants because of his assumptions. Needless to say, Brandon, aka Olivia, has to come off like he is clueless about Miles and really try to avoid Miles in the conversation overall. And man, Brandon was really trying, but Jordan was not budging. It got to the point that Jordan made up a lie saying that Miles was trying to hit on him and flirted with him in a private chat. And baby, when I said my jaw dropped, baby, Jordan said he was coming to play dirty games. Like he was trying to take it to the flow dirty. But what's crazy to me is this weird ass beef and fixation that Jordan has with getting Miles out. It's like he heard one thing about Miles and decided that Miles would be the first, his first target. But I don't like this little lie he threw out. Like, let's be for real. It was wrong. He could have said so many things, but trying to act like a straight dude was trying to hit on you, like, that's dead ass wrong, and I didn't like it. I feel like you can go low, but don't play with somebody's, masculinity or their preference on a national streaming platform or national TV show or however you want to put it or call it. Like, you don't need to put that on that boy. Like, I don't know. I did not like that. I don't care. Like, don't do that. The thing is, I feel like this would have been a good time for Brandon, aka Olivia, to really bond with Miles just to see if Jordan was lying, and he could have reached out to him in a private chat with the "Hi Miles, I just got word that you have eyes on someone in the chat other than QT, and I just want you to know I am here to be your wing woman," or something like that. I don't know. If Brandon would have said that, it would have had Miles open up, and they could have gotten deep and got to the bottom of that, because now I want Jordan out, and that's why I am happy that he is failing at every move he makes. Dummy. So moving on from that messy conversation, we get into Miles and QT having a conversation, and child, Miles had the people send QT some damn pancakes for a little breakfast in bed situation, and she fell for it, and her ass now talking about how she wants to know more about Miles and who he is as a person outside of the game, and not really talking about planning and strategy. And child, boo, I am like Olivia, child. Her ass is stigmatized because, girl, what? You have an 80% chance of going home and you're worrying about getting to know a guy more? Huh? Get the hell out of here with all that. Like, what is this? Bring back people that are willing to play the game. I don't want to see this mess. Like, let's be for real. I want to see gameplay. Dang. I'm just aggravated. But moving on, Kyle and Autumn have a conversation, and I can't lie. For some reason, I keep forgetting about Autumn ass. I want Cassie back. But Kyle and Autumn's conversation was pretty decent. I mean, nothing much to say about it other than the fact that Kyle may be an influencer again, but also Paul is going to be Kyle's downfall at the same time because Autumn doesn't trust Paul. So I don't know how it's going to play out, but I am so freaking excited to see the outcome, but also nervous because speaking of nervousness, child, Miles is going through it in hella stress about being paired up with Brandon, aka Olivia, while Brandon is in his apartment having a time of his life, child, with no stress in the world. Just two totally different feelings, Lord Jesus. After all the conversations, we get into a scene with the players playing a game called Circle Scenarios. And the people that stood out to me with their questions was Kyle, because his question was about who is most likely and least likely to ghost someone, and he didn't want to say anyone that was in his alliance. But my thing is, Kyle is in an alliance with QT, so he don't want to say her name yet. This would have been the perfect time for him to say her name because she has done that to him plenty of times. So he should have returned the favor. But he didn't, and he put Jordan as the most likely and Paul as the least likely, which was so damn dumb. He is trying his best to clean up Paul's mess because no one likes him. But at the end of the day, people already know Paul's personality, so it's just best to leave his ass out of the conversation overall, because now it's looking like you're caping for him, which in return screams that you two are partners. So then Jordan went, and his question was which player is most likely and least likely to win the circle. And his strategy was to get back at Kyle, so he put him as the most likely to win because that can put a target on his back. And then he put Olivia as the least likely to win. Then Paul chose QT as the least likely to ditch a friend on a date, and Olivia as the most likely to ditch a friend on a date. And when QT seen that, she took it as if she may not be in as much danger as she thinks in the game. But the whole time, some people are playing off of strategy, and she's just being a nut, not thinking about nothing. But we know she's so damn stigmatized that she's starting to lose sight of the bigger picture. Then Lauren voted for her own ride or die person to be the most likely person to buy likes. And that was so damn, I don't know, dumb must be my favorite word, or they all just dumb. I don't know, but dumb. Because now Lauren is sending a negative light to Autumn, or shining a negative light on Autumn. Like, girl, are you dumb? Like, if Autumn gets blocked, that means you gets blocked. So why would you say that? Why would you say that? It seems like all Lauren was thinking about was not making anyone upset, but she didn't think about the whole picture with her answer. It had no strategy to it, and it may harm them. I don't know, man, but that was dumb. I feel like no one should have been saying their partner's name at all. Anyways, at no point, good strategy, bad strategy. Just don't say your partner's name. So then it was Brandon, aka Olivia's turn, and her question was, which player is most likely and least likely to stab someone in the back? And Brandon held his word with Miles about getting Autumn out. So he said Autumn was most likely and Lauren was least likely. Then it was QT's turn, and she said that Autumn was the most likely to kiss ass and Jordan was the least likely to kiss ass. And this was QT's way of riding the coattail of everyone else and doing what they do, so she don't look like the odd man out. And also her way of protecting Jordan. I just feel bad for Autumn because the only reason people even started saying her name was low-key because of her own partner, Lauren ass. It didn't even stop there for her, because right after QT, Miles came in and said Autumn was most likely to be a catfish. Like, bruh, come on. The girl cannot catch a break. And now I am looking like, damn, did I miss something? I was starting to question what the hell I was watching. I know what's going on. Like, why are people on Autumn's neck? Granted, I know that Miles and Olivia want her out, and QT and Lauren said her name as a default, But it got me questioning my own damn thoughts because they were really on her ass back to back to back to back to back. So Olivia reached out to Autumn and she's just so aggy, like, girl, go away because you said my name. Don't try to reach out to me now. And then got the nerve to talk about, starting over and knowing about being bullied. And I'm like, oh God, here go Olivia again with them damn emotions. Like, girl, I swear every chance Brandon gets, he goes and tries to say something to make them people cry and get in their feelings and be emotional. And it's like, I feel bad for him. I do. But it's like, boy, please, we are tired. We are tired, especially this season, because y'all not giving us nothing to even out the emotions. This is a game and you need to pick a side. Either you are going to stay true to yourself or you're going to play a strategic game. But we are not about to sit here and watch you cry every episode, every time you make a play and then feel bad about it. Then after all the emotions and tears, Autumn was like, thank you for having my back and I got yours. Of course, expecting Olivia to say the same thing back. And of course, that didn't happen because she felt the need to be truthful and not lie because Brandon plans on voting Autumn low with Miles. So he didn't say it back. And it's like, okay, if that was the case, you shouldn't have gone running to that girl and starting this chat and getting everything to this point. Like, you should just left her alone instead of wasting her time and playing with her emotion. That was what the hell was that? I also want to say I need Autumn to hurry up and get through those tears and get to work to clear up her name because, baby, you are on the line, Bookie. Get to work. You too lackadaisical for me. Get to work. So before the rating, Paul, aka Caress, decides to have a chat with Lauren to get her to, try and vote her profile higher. But what Caress doesn't know is that Autumn already told Lauren about the backstabbing comment. So in my mind, I am thinking that, there is no hope for Paul. But then Lauren fell for it. At least she acted like she did and told Paul that they was cool or whatnot. And Caress was happy because she thought she was playing Lauren, which in a way she was. But that really doesn't mean that someone is going to vote you higher because they tell you, they cool with you. Then boom. It's time for the rating, and baby, this had me going crazy because I really didn't know how this was going to go. And on top of that, it was told to them that there would not be any influencers and that the bottom rated player and their partner will be blocked, which I hated because this is the second time we are going through the ratings without having influencers, and it's the best part of the show. So these changes that is happening is pissing me off. I feel like they still could have let the influencers decide the game and not the ratings. But whatever. So finally, the results were revealed, and the pair that got blocked was Paul and Kyle, which I knew would happen, but I wasn't hoping for it to happen. This was a tough situation because I want Paul gone. I really do. I want Paul out of here, but I don't want Kyle gone. Like, damn. And then the circle had the nerve to say, one of you have been rated the lowest. As if we don't know that Paul was the one that put them at the bottom. We already know it's Paul. Like, you ain't got to trick our circle. I always said that Paul would be the next person going home. But it's so sad that he is taking Kyle down along with him. Damn. Kyle put in all that work to get to the top and be an influencer and liked in the game just to be dropped and blocked because of someone else's gameplay. That is wild as hell, and I don't like it. I mean, it's good for TV, but not for the players. And Kyle tried to help Paul, but it was nothing he could have done because Paul had already dug himself into a hole. But this whole situation had Kyle pissed and stressed, rightfully so. Damn, I really feel bad for him. Damn, dog. Like, damn, dog. Then the circle also told them that one of them can't save their ride or die partner by blocking themselves. And my heart dropped because, man, this is some messy ass shit. At the end of the day, Caress knows that her profile was the one that, put them at the bottom. But let's be for real. She is not going to budge because she's so delusional and thinks she was moving up, talking about she needs to stay in the game. But girl, no one likes you, and clearly you were the one to bring your pair down, so you need to go. Because even if you were to stay in the game, I can promise you that you would get blocked the next round. at least Kyle have a higher chance of getting far. You don't. And then Caress talking about how she needs this. So I know she's going to pick stay. And of course, Kyle is going to pick stay as well. So that means that they both are going home. But my thing is, Caress isn't being realistic and thinking. Like, I get you want to stay, but also you are the downfall of your own game and someone else's game. So you need to take the hint and get out. I feel like if you know you've been at the bottom continuously, why the hell should you feel like you get to stay in the game? Also, why the hell would you think that Kyle should sacrifice himself? No, you need to jump off that bridge by yourself so Kyle can stay, period. But I guess we will see what happens next week. Anyways, y'all already know what to do. Like this video and show your girl some love. Sound off in the comments with your thoughts and let me know how you felt about these 2 episodes. Hit that notification bell, and last but certainly not least, subscribe and join the queen and baby. Bye.